There's a window closing in your backyard right now, and most folks don't even know it's there. Come the middle of July, 10 of the most useful plants you've got, plants growing free within a few steps of your kitchen door, they start to change, the leaves turn bitter, the stems go woody and stringy, and the good that's in them, the part worth having, it begins to fade as the plant pours all its strength into making seed. I learned to watch for these windows the hard way. 30 years ago, I was a nurse, 20-some years on the floor of a busy hospital, and I'll tell you, the thing I saw most often wasn't some rare disease. It was people who'd run clean out of small, simple habits long before they ever ran out of medicine. So when I left, I started paying attention to what was growing right under my own boots. Some of these you've been yanking out and tossing on the compost heap for years. Some you've walked past 1,000 times. One of them, number 8, is the richest leafy green there is in a certain plant-based omega-3. The very good fat we're forever told to go to oily fish to get, and it grows like a weed. Well, because it is, 1. Hear me when I say this because I'll only say it the once. Nothing growing in your yard replaces your doctor. I'm a retired nurse, not a prescriber, and a plant is no substitute for proper care. What I'm sharing is what the studies suggest, and what a long career taught me to notice. We're walking through all the 10 today, what's inside them, why the timing matters so much, and exactly how I bring each one into my kitchen before the season turns. The fog's still sitting low over the beds this morning, cold soil, and every one of these little blessings is at its very best for just a few more weeks. Let's start with the one most people get completely wrong. Stinging nettle, the plant everybody's been taught to fear, and almost nobody's been taught to use. Here's the thing about that sting. Those little hairs are the plant's own tiny needles. They hold a touch of acid, and the moment you cook the leaf or dry it, those needles fold up and go quiet as a lamb. Harmless. What's left is, near as I can tell, one of the most mineral-rich greens you can grow. The nutrient folks at the USDA list it as a real source of iron, calcium, and magnesium, leaf for leaf. I think of it as the garden's own multivitamin, only it grew itself for free. For generations, it's been a spring tonic, the green that shakes the cobwebs off after a long winter. Studies suggest it may help the body keep a calm, steady response to everyday irritation, and there's some research on the dried leaf for those miserable seasonal sniffles. Promising. Not proven, but the timing on this one is real. Once nettle flowers and starts setting seed, and out here that's right around now, early summer, it builds up these tiny gritty bits in the leaf, like fine sand. Old herbalists always said to stop picking the moment you see those dangly flower tassels, because those gritty bits can be hard on your waterworks. So the tender leafy tops you want, they're sitting out there for just a few more weeks. After that, you wait till the cool of fall. Wear your garden gloves and snip only the top 4 leaves off each plant. The young'uns. Give them a good cold rinse, then drop them straight into a pot of water already at a rolling boil. 2 minutes. That heat disarms the sting entirely. Drain it, press out the water, and you've got a soft green you can fold into eggs, soup, anything. I keep the leftover green water and let it cool. That's my plant tea for the houseplants and for me. Chickweed. This is the soft little carpet of green that shows up in the cool corners of every garden, with those teeny white flowers shaped like stars. Folks spray it, folks pull it, and honestly, I understand why. It spreads like gossip at a church social, but it's been used for a very long time as a cooling, soothing green, the kind of thing grandmothers reached for when skin got hot, angry, and itchy. I think of it as nature's cold compress, a soft, wet cloth for a fevered cheek, except it grew in the dirt. It's tender, it's got a fresh taste like young corn silk, and it carries a fair bit of vitamin C and a handful of minerals. The science on it is mostly the old traditional use rather than big modern trials. Evidence indicates it's gentle and safe in food amounts, but I won't tell you it's more than it is. The timing matters with this one. Chickweed is a cool weather soul. It loves the damp and the gray. The minute, real summer heat settles in, and that's July for most of you. It bolts, turns scraggly, and just plain melts away, vanishes. So this gentle one is a now or wait till fall plant. Catch it while the mornings are still cool. Gather a good fistful of the soft green tops. Scissors work better than pulling. You'll get cleaner stems and less dirt. Rinse it, pat it dry, and chop it fine. I like it raw, tossed right into a salad or laid on a sandwich for that fresh green snap. For a soothing wash, steep a big handful in hot water like a tea, let it cool fully, then dab it on with a soft cloth. Cool, calm, simple. Cleavers. You might know it as the sticky one, the plant that clings to your sleeve and your dog's fur and follows you halfway across the yard. Children have been sticking it to each other's backs for as long as there have been children and backs. Old herb traditions reach for cleavers as a gentle spring rinse for the body. Let me put that in kitchen terms. Your body's got its own quiet drainage ditches, a slow-moving system that carries off the waste. Your blood doesn't. Cleavers was traditionally used to give those ditches a gentle flush, the way you'd run the hose down a clogged gutter after the leaves fall. I'll be straight with you. Most of what we know about cleavers is the long record of folk use, not stacks of modern trials. Evidence indicates it acts as a mild diuretic, meaning it nudges you toward the bathroom, which is exactly why anyone with kidney trouble ought to check with their doctor first. Always. And the deadline here is sharp. Cleavers is a spring thing, through and through. By early summer, it shoots up, gets stringy and tough, and forms those little round, sticky seed balls. Once that happens, the tender top growth you'd actually want is gone, woody and past it. So this one's near the end of its road for the year. Grab the soft green tops in the next stretch, or let it be. Snip the soft green growing tips, the top few inches before any seed balls form. That's the part with the goodness. I make a cold brew, never hot. The old books are firm on that. Pack the tops in a jar, cover with cool water, and let it sit overnight. By morning, you've a faintly green water. Strain it and sip it slow through the day. Mild, grassy, easy does it. The dandelion, the most hated plant in America, and quite possibly the most useful one in your whole yard. We spend, I've read, a fortune every year killing this plant, and our great-grandparents would have thought we'd lost our minds. They ate it, every part. The leaves are where I want your attention today. They're loaded with vitamins A and K and a good dose of potassium, and they carry a clean bitterness. That bitterness is the whole point. Here's the kitchen table version. When you taste something bitter, it's like ringing the dinner bell for your whole digestion. Your body wakes up, gets the juices flowing, readies itself to work. We've bred bitterness out of nearly every food on the shelf, and our insides miss it. Studies suggest the dandelion is a traditional bitter tonic for exactly that reason, gentle support for digestion. The timing is the part most folks never hear. A young dandelion leaf, picked before the plant flowers, is bright and only pleasantly bitter. But once it flowers and the summer heat lands, your July, those leaves turn so bitter they'll make your face pucker. Sharp as a lemon left in the sun. So the sweet spot for the greens is right now, before the heat. After that, they're still useful, but you'll be cooking out the bitter, not enjoying it raw. Pick the youngest, smallest leaves from the center of the plant before it's flowered. Those are the mildest. Wash them well, then tear them into a salad with something sweet to balance, a few berries, a slice of apple, sweet and bitter, dancing together. If the bitterness is too much for you, a quick splash in a hot pan with a little garlic and oil softens it right down. 2 minutes, no more, no. Plantain, not the banana, the low, flat rosette with the ribbed leaves that grows in every driveway crack and every footpath in the country. The old-timers had a name for it, the Band-Aid plant. And once you know why, you'll never walk past it the same way. This leaf holds two things worth knowing. One's a slippery, soothing stuff, a bit like the gel inside an aloe leaf, a cooling cousin of it. The other's a compound that's been studied for helping skin tidy itself up and knit back together neatly. So when a bee got my grandkids out in the yard, I'd chew a clean leaf soft and press it right on the sting. Old as the hills, that trick. Let me be careful here, the way a nurse should be. Studies suggest plantain may soothe minor scrapes, bites, and irritated skin. It's traditional first aid for the small stuff. It is not, and I'll say it plain, a substitute for a doctor's care if a wound is deep, hot, or spreading. Mind that, and it won't keep. Young plantain leaves are tender and full of that slippery goodness. As summer rolls on, though, the plant throws up those tall seed spikes, and the leaves grow tough and stringy, full of hard fibers like fishing line. By high summer, you're chewing on threads, so harvest the soft young leaves now while they're still pliable enough to do you any good. For a quick field remedy, pick a clean young leaf, fold it, and crush it soft until the juice comes. A clean spoon back works, if you'd rather not chew it. Press that softened leaf onto the bug bite or scratch and hold it a minute. Cool, calming, the old poultice trick. To keep it for later, dry the clean leaves flat until they're crisp, then crumble them into a jar. A little dried plantain steeped in hot water makes a soothing tea for a scratchy throat. Red clover, those rosy pink puffs scattered across the meadow that the bees can't leave alone. Pull one apart and suck the base of each little petal. There's a drop of sweetness in there. We did that as children, walking home. I'd near forgotten that till just now. What's interesting about red clover is that it carries plant compounds that gently echo some of the body's own messengers, only much, much softer, like a whisper where the real thing's a shout. For that reason, it's been a traditional support for women moving through the change of life and for general everyday wellness. But this is exactly where I have to put my nurse's hat back on. Because those compounds act gently in that hormonal way, anyone with a hormone-sensitive condition, anyone on medication, anyone expecting, you talk to your doctor before you use red clover in any strong form. I mean that. This is the one on today's list I'm most firm about. But the window is brief. Clover blossoms come on strong in early summer, and that first flush is the freshest and brightest. Leave them too long and they brown at the edges and lose their charm and their best. The chance at that first, finest pick is short, so if you want them at their loveliest, you're picking in the coming weeks, not the coming months. Pick only the freshest pink blossoms, no brown, no bugs. Pinch them right at the base of the flower head. For a simple tea, drop a small handful of blossoms in a cup, pour over hot water just off the boil, and cover it while it steeps 10 minutes. To save the season, dry the blossoms whole on a cloth out of the sun until papery, then store in a jar, a little of summer, tucked away for winter. The wild violet, those little purple faces and heart-shaped leaves that pop up in the shady, damp corners come spring. Pretty enough that folks let it be, and they're right to. But most people never know it's good for far more than looking at. Both the leaf and the flower carry that same slippery, soothing quality I told you about, a soft, cooling coat for an irritated throat, and the leaves hold a surprising amount of vitamin C. Old country folk made a violet syrup for a child's stubborn cough and a violet tea for a throat gone raw. Gentle medicine for gentle troubles. Evidence indicates these are mild, supportive comforts, the kind of thing that takes the edge off while your body does its real work. Not a treatment for anything serious. If a cough hangs on past a week or comes with fever, you set the violets down and you call your doctor. And the timing here is the tightest yet. Violets are spring's children. They want the cool and the damp and the dappled shade. The moment the summer sun bears down, your July, the flowers quit, and what tender leaves are left turn tough and bitter. The plant itself lingers, but the soft, useful part of it is done for the season. So if there's one on this list with a hard stop, it's this one. The violets won't wait. Gather a good handful of clean flowers and young leaves from a spot you know hasn't been sprayed. For a soothing tea, place a small handful in a cup, pour over hot water, cover, and let it steep until the water turns a soft blue-purple. The flowers are lovely scattered fresh over a salad, too. A little color, a little spring on the plate. Here's the one I told you to wait for. Purslane, the low, sprawling, little succulent, with the fat, juicy leaves and the reddish stems that hugs the bare ground in the hot part of the garden. People rip it out by the armload, and I just shake my head, because this is the part that stops folks cold. Purslane holds more of a certain plant-based omega-3. That's the good fat we're forever told to get from oily fish, than any common leafy green on record. The USDA's own data backs that up. A weed, out-greening the lot of them. I'll not oversell it, though. That plant omega-3 isn't quite the same as the kind in fish. Your body has to turn it into the fish kind, and it manages that only so well. So purslane's no full swap for a salmon fillet, but it's a fine, free way to put more of the good fat on your plate, alongside a real helping of vitamin C and magnesium. Studies suggest a real nutritional benefit there. The deadline for this one's a little different. Purslane loves the heat. It's just waking up while the others fade. But its young, tender stems are the prize. Let it run too long into high summer, and it bolts to seed. The stems turn stringy and tough, and the bright lemony tang sours. So you catch it young. A blessing, really, the way it shows up free in the worst of the summer heat when half the garden's given up. Pick the tender tips often, and it'll keep giving. Snip the young, plump tips, the top few inches of each sprawling stem. Leave the base, and it'll grow you more. Rinse well. It grows low and catches grit. Then eat it raw. That's how you keep the good fats intact. Cold, crisp, with that fresh lemony snap. Toss it into a salad, or chop it into a cool yogurt with a little garlic. Thick, juicy, and a touch tart. Honest food. Lamb's quarters. Some call it wild spinach, and once you've tasted it, you'll know exactly why. Look close at the newest leaves and you'll see a faint silvery dust, like someone brushed them with flour. That's the plant's own way of holding its water and shrugging off the harsh sun. Clever design. Pound for pound, this humble weed runs circles around store spinach. It's rich in protein for a leaf, in calcium, in iron, in vitamins A and C. Honestly, it's one of the most nourishing greens you can grow, and you didn't even have to plant it. A real gift from the soil. One word of caution, nurse to neighbor. Like spinach, it carries natural compounds that can bind up minerals and that folks prone to kidney stones do better to go easy on. The simple fix is the old one. Cook it. A quick boil or saute settles all that down, same as it does for spinach. Raw, keep it to a little. Cooked, enjoy it freely. And it won't last. Young lamb's quarters is tender and mild as can be, but it shoots up fast and tall in summer, and once it flowers, it sends out a fine, mealy dust of seed, and the leaves turn coarse. By high summer, the tender eating is up top only, and soon gone. So gather the young tops while the gathering's good, these next few weeks, before it goes to seed. Pinch off the top few inches of the young plants, tender leaves and soft stem together. Skip the tough lower stalks. Rinse, then drop into boiling water for a couple of minutes, just like spinach. That softens it and settles those mineral binders down. Drain, give it a squeeze, and use it anywhere you'd use spinach. Eggs, soup, a side with a little butter. You'd never guess it was a weed. Lemon balm. Crush a leaf between your fingers, and your whole hand smells of summer lemons. That smell is the whole story. It's a mint family plant, so mind you, give it a pot or a corner you don't mind it taking over, because take over it will. That lemony scent is the plant's own fragrant oil, and that oil is where the comfort lives. For centuries, lemon balm's been the gentle one, the cup of tea you make to settle a racing mind, ease a knotted stomach, or coax sleep on a restless night. A cup of calm, my grandmother called it. Or was it my aunt? One of them. Anyhow, studies suggest lemon balm may support a calmer mood and easier rest. Gentle, not strong. So I'll say it once more, because it's the right thing to say. If sleep or worry has truly got its hooks in you, a cup of tea is a comfort. But it's your doctor you need, not just the garden. And the clock's running. All that fragrant oil, the good of the plant, sits highest in the leaf just before it flowers. The instant it blooms in summer, the plant pours its strength into those flowers, and the leaves lose much of their scent and their soothing. They go flat, so you harvest just before bloom for the strongest, sweetest leaf, which for most of us means right about now. Cut whole sprigs in the morning after the dew's dried but before the heat. That's when the oils are richest. Snip just above a pair of leaves and the plant bushes right back. For tea, tear a small handful of fresh leaves into a cup. Tearing wakes the oils up. Pour over hot water just off the boil and cover it for 5 minutes so none of that scent escapes. To keep some for the cold months, Bundle the sprigs and hang them to dry in the shade. Then strip the leaves into a jar. A spoonful in hot water come December, and summer's right back in your kitchen. So there they are, 10 plants, growing free, most of them within a few steps of your door, and every one of them at its very best for just a little while longer. The nettle and the lamb's quarters for nourishing, the plantain and the chickweed for soothing, the dandelion to wake the appetite, the clover and the violet and the lemon balm for gentle comfort, the cleavers for a spring rinse, and that stubborn purslane, the richest leafy green there is in the plant form of omega-3. I'll say it one last time, and then I'll let you go. None of these takes the place of your doctor. They're small habits, not cures, and they live alongside good medical care, never instead of it. What stops me every single summer is the timing of it all. The way the whole pantry's just sitting out there, ready, and only ready for a season. The way the Creator tucked so much good into the very plants we were taught to throw away. Now, before you click off, do one thing for me. Tell me down in the comments, which of these 10 have you been pulling and tossing all these years? And here's the real question I'm itching to hear answered. For those of you up north, in Canada or across in Britain, how much later does your window run than mine here? A week? A month? I truly want to know. If you'd like to keep walking the beds with me, you know what to do. Subscribe and stay a while. Take care of yourselves out there, dearies. God bless you, and may the Lord keep you healthy and well.